tonight. It will be tonight, ladies and gentlemen, when scheduled the clash will be Larry Zbyszko squaring off against most determined Pat Patterson. We shall also see tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the battle of the super heavyweight, so to speak. The big cat, Ernie Ladd, will step over that top rope into the squared circle and look into the eyes of the only undefeated superstar in pro wrestling today, Andre the Giant. Notwithstanding the World Wrestling Federation title defense of Bob Backlund, meeting Fred Blassie's main man from the Orient, the Hangman. But right now our guest will be the man that you will see later on tonight when he steps in and squares off against the big cat. It's going to be a test for you, Andre.
I know that, but Ernie Ladd, this is not a football field. This is a ring, the wrestling ring. And in the middle of that ring, Ernie Ladd, you know, there's no way can you run. There's no way, but I'm going to be after you all night long. Tonight, Ernie Ladd, I'm very happy because that way, I like to wrestling that way because I got a guy almost the same size. And that's what I like, because all the time I have to wrestle against 2 or 3. But tonight, Ernie Ladd is 6'9",
I believe it is.
6'9", over 300 pounds. Tonight, I know I'm going to have a rough match, but just like I said before, you probably was a good football player, but wrestling is different, and you're going to find it out tonight.
Thank you very much, Andre.
You're
Best
welcome.
of luck. Andre the Giant here in Baltimore, ladies and gentlemen, later on squaring off against the big cat, Ernie Ladd. So with that in mind, indeed, let's bring on the opponent of Andre the Giant, a man who's had a lot to say the last couple of weeks, and a man who is very high, indeed, of his aspirations tonight.
Well, it's one thing I can say. If I said it one time, I've said it 1,000 times. I'd rather go to my mama's funeral than go to my own funeral. Well, Andre, with that in your mind, you know I'm going to be an extremely dangerous man. An extremely dangerous man. You know one thing, Andre. You're about the size of an ox. You're about strong as an ox, and you're about as smart as an ox. And that's not too bright. It takes a man in that square circle that can think, get himself in trouble, and get out of trouble. Then go right to the top of the ladder. That's why I'm going, Andre. I've been around this square circle for a long, long time, and I've never had that covenant belt called the World Championship. Now it's my time. You're old and you're beat up, Andre. You've wrestled some of the best opponents in the world. But yours truly is the extreme best. I've been deprived of that covenant belt for a long, long time. And Andre, with that one statement in your mind, that I'd rather go to my mama's funeral than to my own funeral, you are going to be a loser in Baltimore, and don't forget it.
The big cat, Ernie Ladd, with his comments on the battle of the super heavyweights tonight as they clash in Baltimore at the Civic Center. Right now, our guest, the World Wrestling Federation champion, Mr. Bob Backlund. And I'm sure, Bob, that you are going to have your hands full tonight against the Hangman.
Yes, I am, Vince. I know. I've been studying this man. He's, like I said before, he's got a great, great record. But, you know, when I walk into that ring, I've got the belt around my waist, and I'm representing all those the young people out there, the young kids, the moms and the dads, and I'm proud of them, and I want them to remain proud of me. I want them to be proud of me, too, Vince.
They are proud of you. There's no doubt about that.
And I don't want to let nobody down. When I get into that ring, I'm giving it 100%, whether it's the Hangman, whether it's one of Freddie Blassie's men, whether it's the Hangman tonight. And that's who I'm thinking about, just the Hangman. That's all that's on my mind right now. I'm going to give it all I got. I'm going to go for victory. Victory is the one important thing. And victory is what I gotta have, Vince.
Well, there is no substitute. That has been stated many, many times. There's no substitute for victory. But nevertheless, the Hangman, I suspect, will bring Bob a new brand of chicanery into the squared circle tonight. The Hangman, managed by Fred Blassie, does have wrestling credentials, but I don't think he's really going to use them to his great advantage. I think it's going to be more of a slipping in and out type of conniving situation.
All of Freddie Blassie's men are trained very, very well on being conniving and being sneaky and being able to get away with pulling things away from the referee without him seeing it. And I'm going to be watching for that. I'm going to be ready for it. I know that possibly might happen, and I might have to fight a little fire with fire if I have to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Vince.
Bob Backlund, defending